This is what we're going to make today. It's an Acme Dynamite box, and I've got some little fire starter cubes up in the house that I use to start fires in my wood stove. And so I thought it'd be really funny to have a Dynamite box sitting next to the stove that I would keep those in. So anyway, let's get started making it. So the size of the box is 7 inches tall, and these boards, they're a little over 6. If you were making this at home, you would probably be using like 1x6s. You could do, actually a 1x8 would be perfect, and you could just trim it down. But what I'm going to do is, I don't have anything that wide. These came off my sawmill, so I'm going to glue them up. And I'm going to glue up, it's 10 inches and then 7 inches. So I cut these 8.5 inches. This will make my sides and my bottom. And I'm going to glue this up, and then I can just rip them off at 7 inches. Alright, so I've got my saw set to 7 inches, and I'm going to rip the sides, the bottom, and the top. Alright, I'm getting set up here to cut my box joint, and it's going to be a 3/8 inch box joint. And you need to just run your piece through, put a little shim in there. This is going to be your gauge to keep as you index it over, and then take another piece of that and lay it right beside it. We're going to put these back here first and line them up, and then put that little shim right there that's the same thickness as this, and that's the same thickness as your blade. So these two are a little bit that way of these two, and that gives you the offset you need so that they'll fit together. Alright, now we're going to set up the other side, and to make them look the same, you just flip these around like this. So it's going to be like that. And that way, as you look down the board, it'll look the same all the way across. Alright, now I've got to get all of these edges nice and smooth and get this top and bottom to fit the box. So in order to do that, I'm just going to clamp it in a vise and use a router with a trim bit. It's got a little bearing down here that'll run on the edge, and it'll trim everything to the exact shape of the edges of the board. This is just a 16th inch radius router bit that I keep in this table just to round over edges. It doesn't make a big, huge round over. It just kind of eases the edges so it's not sharp. So I want to put a couple of little feet on here. I think it just adds some interest to it. I'm just going to put a little glue on them. I'm just using some bullseye shellac, and this is the amber color. Alright, so we've got our box. Not very useful because you can't get in it. So we're going to cut the lid off. I've got this set to 1.25 inches. And there we have it. I'm getting ready to set the hinges, and I'm just going to put them 1.25 inches from the edge. I want this top to be able to fold all the way back, so I've just got them set like that. Alright, I've got my router set to half the depth of the hinge, and I'm going to get the pocket routed out. Okay, so I transferred the marks from the bottom to the top, and I'm going to get this routed out. Alright, so now I'm ready to mount my hinges, and I have measured the distance between the threads, and I've gotten a drill bit that's just that size, because I'm kind of close to my edge here. I want to make sure I don't split out. Alright, so that's got our lid put on. Okay, I've got a template on here. You can't really see it, but it's made out of clear contact paper, and this is how I'm going to get the lettering on here. Now, I didn't show how I did this, but it's just done with I have a Cricut, which is, it cuts out things for you. I use it for making well, things like this, and gaskets, and signs, and vinyl cutouts, and stuff like that. But anyway, there's a whole lot of tutorials online about how to do that, so I just skipped that part. But, because I'm thinking that people that are watching this aren't really interested in that. So if you are, you can look that up. So the next thing I've got to do is get this masked so that I can get it painted because it's 2 colors. Alright, well that's got it finished. There's the inside of it. I'm real happy with the way the lettering came out. You know, if you're interested in how that stenciling's done, I'll put a link to a Cricut in the description. I don't know that anybody would want to buy one, but I'll put one in there so you can go look at them and see what they are. They just cut things out of paper and that kind of thing, but it's a great way to do this. Now, you know, I always get frustrated because people do things and they have equipment I don't have. I used to do this kind of stuff years ago, and what I would do is I would print it out and I would put some adhesive, spray adhesive on the back, and I would stick it on, and then I would cut the letters out painstakingly with an X-Acto knife, and then I would spray it like I did before. So you can do that too if you want to make one of these and don't have a Cricut or some other way to do that. Anyway, I hope this was interesting to you. Thank you for watching.